Attraction begins in the brain, but it rarely feels like a logical decision. It strikes fast, without permission, and often with no clear explanation. Scientists have long studied why we are drawn to certain people, and the answers challenge the idea of free will in love. One of the most powerful invisible forces behind attraction is scent. Human bodies produce subtle chemical signals called pheromones, which can affect how others feel around us. You might not consciously notice them, but your brain does. Pheromones are detected by a specialized part of the nose called the vomeronasal organ. Though often inactive in adults, it still picks up chemical messages that influence behavior. Studies have shown that women can subconsciously detect immune system differences in men by smell alone. This may be nature's way of encouraging stronger offspring through genetic diversity. You are more likely to feel attracted to someone whose immune system complements yours. This happens without thinking and often without knowing why someone simply smells right. Beyond scent, body symmetry plays a huge role in perceived attractiveness. Humans tend to prefer faces and bodies that are more symmetrical. This is believed to signal health, fertility, and good genes, traits evolution encourages us to seek out. Facial symmetry is not just about looking pretty. It is linked to developmental stability, meaning the body developed with fewer issues or genetic errors. Your brain registers this as desirable even before you are aware of it. Another powerful cue is voice. Studies show that people are often drawn to voices that match subconscious preferences for pitch, tone, and resonance. A deep male voice or a soft, melodic female voice can trigger emotional responses in the brain. Touch also plays a role in forming attraction. Even the lightest contact can release oxytocin, known as the bonding hormone. When you feel a spark from a simple brush of the arm, it is not magic. It is biochemistry. Eyes are often called the windows to the soul, but they are also detection devices. Eye contact triggers the brain's reward system, activating dopamine release. Mutual gaze can make two strangers feel emotionally connected in minutes. In experiments where strangers sat facing each other and held eye contact for 4 uninterrupted minutes, many reported feeling strong connection and even romantic attraction. The brain interprets direct gaze as intimacy, whether it is real or not. Cultural factors also shape attraction in ways we rarely notice. Media, advertising, and social trends condition us to associate certain traits with desirability. What you find attractive is not just biology, it is programming. For example, body shape preferences have changed throughout history. At times, fuller figures were idealized. At others, thin bodies dominated fashion. Your generation's type is influenced more by screen time than genes. Social proof is another hidden trigger. People tend to desire individuals who are already desired by others. This effect, known as mate copying, is seen in both humans and animals. If someone appears popular or wanted, their value seems higher. Scarcity is yet another psychological driver. When someone seems hard to get, the brain assigns more importance to them. Limited access or mixed signals can create obsession. This is how uncertainty fuels attraction. Mirror neurons in your brain also play a part. These neurons respond when you see someone perform an action, allowing you to feel what they feel. When someone smiles, your brain wants to smile too. When they show interest, it intensifies yours. Some studies suggest people are more attracted to others who resemble themselves. This may be a subconscious preference for familiarity. But in contrast, others feel drawn to the exotic and different. It depends on the interplay between genetics and experience. Attachment style, formed in early childhood, deeply impacts how we relate to others. People with secure attachment tend to form stable bonds, while anxious or avoidant individuals experience turbulent relationships. You might be drawn to patterns you do not even understand. Trauma and past experiences shape attraction in strange ways. You may feel magnetized to someone because they remind you of a parent, a lost love, or even an unresolved wound. The subconscious repeats what is familiar, even when it hurts. Hormonal cycles also change attraction. Women's preferences in men can shift throughout their menstrual cycle. At peak fertility, they may prefer more masculine traits. This is an evolutionary strategy rooted in reproduction. Men's testosterone levels can increase just by being near an attractive woman. The body prepares for competition and potential mating without the mind ever giving permission. Biology is always one step ahead. Oxytocin and dopamine, released during intimacy or bonding, make attraction feel euphoric. These chemicals create emotional memory. This is why one intense night can leave a person lingering in your thoughts for years. Online dating and social media have added a digital layer to the science of attraction. Swiping apps create addictive behavior through intermittent rewards, a concept borrowed from gambling psychology. You get a dopamine hit from a match, not necessarily the person. Algorithms feed you potential matches based on previous behavior, reinforcing your patterns. This limits your exposure to different types of people and may keep you trapped in a digital echo chamber of your own preferences. Filters and photo editing distort physical expectations. When people meet in person, their brain must reconcile fantasy with reality. The disappointment or thrill that follows depends on whether the illusion is maintained or broken. The clothes we wear also send strong attraction signals. Colors, fabrics, and style all communicate personality, confidence, and even status. Red, for instance, is often associated with passion and dominance. Power dynamics matter more than we admit. Confidence, leadership, and authority can be magnetic. People are often drawn to those who command attention, whether through charisma or status. Attraction can even be influenced by the time of day, lighting, and environment. Warm lighting, soft music, and shared danger all increase perceived intimacy. This is why people fall in love at concerts, on vacation, or during stressful events. Physical proximity also breeds attraction. The more often you see someone, the more likely you are to develop feelings. This is known as the mere exposure effect. Repetition creates comfort, and comfort becomes desire. Even the foods you eat can influence body chemistry and scent. Diet affects how you smell, taste, and feel to others. What you put into your body becomes part of your attraction profile. Your birth order and family dynamic also contribute. People raised with opposite-sex siblings often develop different preferences and comfort levels in romantic situations. Childhood shapes everything. Smiling is one of the most effective attraction tools. A genuine smile activates the brain's reward centers. It signals warmth, approachability, and openness, qualities everyone subconsciously seeks. Being emotionally vulnerable is a strong connector. Sharing secrets or personal stories creates intimacy. It triggers a sense of closeness that can override physical appearance entirely. But attraction is not always mutual. The same brain mechanisms that make you desire someone may not be activated in them. Rejection hurts because the brain interprets it as social exclusion, which triggers the same areas as physical pain. Still, the pain of attraction is often part of its beauty. Wanting someone who may not want you back keeps the brain engaged, like a puzzle. It is a survival feature that creates drive and motivation. Humans often confuse attraction with compatibility. Feeling drawn to someone does not mean the relationship will be healthy. Chemistry is only one part of the equation, and it is often the least stable. Attraction can fade as easily as it forms. When the novelty wears off and chemicals level out, people may feel confused or disillusioned. This is not failure. It is biology recalibrating. Romantic obsession activates the same brain regions as drug addiction. You crave the person, not because they are right for you, but because they light up your reward system. That is why love can feel like withdrawal when it ends. People often mistake emotional chaos for passion. The ups and downs of toxic relationships create hormonal highs and lows that mimic excitement. Stability may feel boring by comparison, but it is more sustainable. Social status, income, and perceived success also shape who people find attractive. Evolution trained humans to value resources and protection. Even in modern times, these instincts are still at work. People are more likely to form bonds with those they share values or goals with. Alignment of beliefs and future plans creates security, which the brain interprets as attractive. This happens more in long-term connections. Religions and cultures add another layer. Some traditions limit choice, and others celebrate romantic freedom. But all reinforce ideas of what is worthy of love, and those ideas shape our preferences over time. Even your name can influence who is drawn to you. Research shows people feel more positively toward others who share their initials or letters in their name. It is a phenomenon called implicit egotism. Unconscious mimicry, when two people subtly copy each other's gestures or tone, increases connection. It makes you feel seen and validated, even if you do not realize why. The right music can trigger attraction by setting emotional tone. Sharing favorite songs or dancing together syncs brainwaves and builds emotional intimacy. It is more than fun. It is neurology. People often idealize unavailable partners because they cannot be rejected. Fantasizing feels safer than risking vulnerability. This is why crushes on celebrities or fictional characters feel so intense. Your attraction blueprint was mostly formed before you turned 10. Childhood experiences, parents, media, and emotional bonds all combine to create a subconscious map of what you want and need, even if it is not what is good for you. The concept of your type is often just a repetition of what your brain has been trained to seek. It is shaped by early patterns and repeated emotional highs. You may think you are choosing freely, but your mind is following a script written long ago. Many people chase after partners who resemble their caregivers, especially when those relationships were complex. The brain searches for resolution by repeating old wounds, hoping for a different outcome. This is one reason people find themselves in similar toxic patterns. Neuroplasticity means that your attraction patterns can shift over time. New experiences, personal growth, and healing work can rewire the brain's romantic preferences. You can literally train yourself to be attracted to healthier connections. Even physical preferences change with time. What attracted you at age 20 might not excite you at 30. Hormones change, experiences accumulate, and your emotional needs evolve. Your brain adjusts its criteria accordingly. There is also a psychological theory known as imprinting. Early emotional experiences during adolescence can leave a deep mark, locking certain traits or situations into your ideal partner profile. This is often why first loves feel so unforgettable. For many, attraction begins with mystery. The unknown is stimulating to the brain because it invites exploration and imagination. When you do not fully understand someone, your mind fills in the blanks with fantasy, often too generously. But overexposure can kill desire. When you know everything about someone or when they seem too available, the mystery vanishes. The brain needs some level of tension to stay engaged. Familiarity must be balanced with freshness. People are often more attracted to others in moments of emotional vulnerability. Crisis situations, fear, or stress can heighten bonding. Shared adversity activates survival instincts and makes people feel closer than they actually are. Time also alters memory. You might remember someone as more attractive than they were, simply because of how they made you feel. The brain edits reality in favor of emotional truth, not visual fact. The fear of rejection activates primal survival circuits. In early human history, rejection from the tribe could mean death. That fear is still embedded in your nervous system, which is why heartbreak can feel like actual danger. Humans crave reciprocity. Knowing someone likes you back boosts self-worth and makes them more appealing. Attraction is not only about what you see, it is also about how you feel when they see you. However, chasing someone who does not want you can become addictive. The uncertainty and anticipation create dopamine loops. The reward may never come, but the brain keeps hoping it will. Flirting is not just social play. It is a series of nonverbal cues and subconscious signals. Slight tilts of the head, touches to the hair, voice modulation, and posture all speak volumes without words. Your body often flirts before your mouth does. Attraction is highly contextual. Someone who seems ordinary in one environment may seem irresistible in another. Settings like candlelight, music, or adrenaline-inducing experiences heighten emotional connection. Jealousy also intensifies attraction. Seeing others interested in your desired person triggers competitiveness and a deeper urge to win them over. It reinforces the perceived value of that individual. The idea of soulmates might have some biological grounding. Studies show that long-term partners' brainwaves and heartbeats often synchronize. Whether it is fate or chemistry, humans are built for deep connection. True emotional intimacy requires vulnerability. Many people fear being seen for who they truly are, but that is also what creates the strongest bonds. Attraction rooted in emotional safety is the most enduring. Physical attraction may get the attention, but emotional resonance holds it. People remember how you made them feel far more than how you looked. That feeling becomes the anchor for connection. People are also drawn to traits they lack. An introvert may be fascinated by an extrovert's boldness. A quiet thinker might crave someone who brings chaos. Opposites attract when they offer something the other is missing. But similarity offers stability. Shared values, communication styles, and emotional needs often create more successful long-term relationships. Attraction alone is not enough. Compatibility sustains the flame. The subconscious often drives your choices before your conscious mind catches up. By the time you think, "I like them," your brain has already gathered hundreds of subtle cues and made its decision. Even your posture and body language send attraction signals. Confidence, open gestures, and a relaxed stance make you more appealing. The body speaks its own language, and others are always listening. Facial microexpressions, which flash in less than a second, can reveal everything from interest to deception. The brain picks up on these flashes, even if you do not realize it. That is why some people just give you a weird vibe. Sexual attraction and romantic attraction are not always the same. You may feel a deep physical pull towards someone without wanting any emotional bond. Or you may love someone deeply but feel no physical spark. Both are valid, but different. Touch activates the brain's social bonding system. Holding hands, hugging, or even brushing shoulders tells the nervous system that it is safe. Physical connection grounds emotional intimacy. Shared experiences build attraction over time. Watching a movie, going on an adventure, or even cooking together creates emotional memory. The brain links the person to the feeling of joy or excitement. People often fall for others who reflect their own self-worth. If you struggle to love yourself, you might accept crumbs from others. Healing your relationship with yourself often changes who you find attractive. Attraction is also influenced by timing. Two people might be perfect for each other, but if they meet at the wrong moment, the connection cannot grow. Timing is not romantic. It is logistical, but powerful. The brain's reward system does not differentiate between healthy and unhealthy love. It just wants dopamine. This is why so many people chase unavailable or toxic partners, because the high is intense, even when the pain is worse. Social media distorts attraction by presenting curated versions of people. What you see is not who they are. It is who they want to be seen as. Falling in love online often means falling in love with an illusion. Yet real connections can still form online. Deep conversations, shared vulnerability, and consistent communication can bridge the gap. Emotional safety travels faster than physical touch. Some people report feeling instant chemistry, a love at first sight moment. This is usually a result of subconscious pattern recognition. The brain sees something familiar or desirable and lights up the reward circuits. Long-term attraction is not based on looks, but on behavior. Kindness, attentiveness, consistency, and emotional availability become more attractive over time. Character wears better than charm. Your nervous system can recognize safety in someone's voice, eyes, or touch. When that happens, you feel drawn to them, even if they do not meet your usual type. It is your body, not just your mind, making the decision. Attraction can make people irrational. They overlook red flags, abandon logic, and idealize the object of affection. This is not weakness. It is biology doing its best to fulfill an ancient need for connection. You may fall for someone because they awaken a dormant part of you. It is not always about who they are, but how they make you feel. They can become a mirror for your own desires, fears, or forgotten dreams. Ultimately, attraction is both ancient and modern. It is driven by survival, shaped by culture, and filtered through the chaos of your personal history. You do not control it as much as you think, but you can learn to recognize its patterns. When you understand the science of attraction, you gain insight into why you want what you want. That knowledge does not kill the magic. It gives you the power to choose wisely. So the next time you feel that spark, remember, it might not be fate. It might be pheromones, eye contact, childhood wounds, or a well-timed smile. But that does not make it any less real. You have no control over who excites your neurons, but you do have control over what you do with that feeling, and that is where real power begins. Thank you for watching our video. Like, sub, and share to support our channel.